He's 58. He's been working since age 22. Steady job, middle management, 2 kids in college. And yet, his 401k is barely scratching $70,000. No pension, no backup. Retirement feels like a far-off dream. He can't even afford a flat tire right now, let alone a life without a paycheck. But he's not alone. According to the U.S. Federal Reserve's 2023 report on economic well-being, nearly 1 in 4 Americans over the age of 50 have zero retirement savings. Not low, not insufficient, zero. Now zoom across the Atlantic. Meet Eric. He's 60, lives in southern Sweden, works for a regional transit company. 2 years from now, he'll retire at 62. His pension? Guaranteed by both the Swedish government and his employer. His healthcare? Covered. His weekends? Spent biking the coast, not budgeting on a spreadsheet. So how does Eric coast into retirement, while the average American dreads it? Let's break this down, not with drama, not with doom scrolling, but with data, historical context, and simple financial mentorship. Let's start with savings behavior. In 2023, according to the OECD, the U.S. personal savings rate averaged just 4.5%. That's before inflation. In comparison, Germany saved 11%, France 12%, and Sweden nearly 16%. That's more than triple the U.S. rate. Why? Because in the U.S., savings aren't automatic. They're optional, and that's dangerous. Medical bills, student loans, rising rent. These chew away at the little income left. Meanwhile, in most European countries, a chunk of every paycheck automatically goes toward future retirement, without the worker lifting a finger. It's not just a personal habit, it's a national structure. Let's talk about that structure. Back in 1978, the 401k plan was introduced in the U.S. through the Revenue Act. It was meant to complement traditional pensions, not replace them. But fast forward 4 decades, and the 401k is now the primary retirement strategy for millions of Americans. And it's failing too many people. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 2023, around 50% of private sector workers don't even have access to a 401k. And even among those who do, nearly 30% don't contribute or contribute far too little. This system assumes every worker is a part-time financial planner with enough income and stability to regularly invest. That's not how real life works. In contrast, Europe's dominant model is the defined benefit pension, a system where employees receive a guaranteed monthly income upon retirement, based on their salary and years of service. No guesswork, no market risk, no learning curve. Take France, for example. Every employee is automatically enrolled in a mandatory occupational pension system. It stacks on top of public pensions. The system isn't perfect, but it doesn't depend on you remembering to log into a brokerage app between shifts. Or look at the Netherlands, where retirees receive roughly 70% of their pre-retirement income, mostly from public and employer contributions. That's stability. According to OECD's 2022 Pensions at a Glance, the average U.S. Social Security benefit was about $1,550 per month. In Denmark, when you combine public and occupational pensions, retirees get nearly $3,000 per month. It's not that Europeans earn more, it's that their systems do more with what they earn. Now, let's look at cultural framing, because this isn't just policy, it's psychology. In the U.S., financial independence is glorified. You're expected to figure it out, invest wisely, and retire rich, even if you're drowning in bills or juggling multiple jobs. In Europe, retirement is seen as a shared societal responsibility. People still work hard, but they're not left to build a financial safety net alone. And that brings us to a bigger truth. In America, retirement is a reward for navigating a broken system. In Europe, it's a built-in promise. Let's bring in real stories. Sarah, a 56-year-old from Ohio, shared her experience with AARP in 2023. She cashed out her 401k during the COVID lockdowns to pay rent. That move, born out of survival, cost her over $200,000 in potential retirement growth, according to compound interest models. She now expects to work until age 70. Meanwhile, Luis from Spain retired at 61 after 33 years driving a city bus. Never bought a stock, never followed the S&P 500. His pension arrives every month. No stress, no surprises, just the system doing its job. And then there's healthcare, one of the silent killers of retirement dreams in the U.S. According to Fidelity's 2024 report, a retired American couple will need around $315,000 just to cover healthcare costs through retirement. That's not a house. That's not college. That's just staying alive. In Sweden, those same expenses are publicly covered, even post-retirement. So when you're wondering why Eric can spend his weekends biking while Sarah's budgeting her medication, it's not about laziness or bad choices. It's about architecture. And let's be clear, Americans work hard, but they're building on a structure with cracks everywhere. The solution isn't panic, it's perspective. In part 2, we'll look at the impact of the gig economy, why women in the U.S. face steeper retirement challenges, and what practical moves you can start today to protect your future, no matter what system you're living in. But here's your takeaway right now. You are not behind until you stop moving forward. Think about that. Then meet me in part 2, because your future deserves more than hope. It deserves a plan.